talk loud, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. Real talk lives right here. Yeah. Here. Spilling tea, no sugar, no fear. I'm still here, no fear, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. Real talk lives right here. Stretch words like no fear. They talk loud, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. Real talk lives right here. Yeah. Here. Spilling tea, no sugar, no fear. I'm still here, no fear, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. Real talk lives right here. Stretch words like
Hey y'all, what's going on? So I decided to jump on here a little bit early because I got somebody that's coming on at 4:30. So I said, let me just jump on. So at least when she's done, we can kind of end, because I wanted to kind of get into some stuff before she came on. Now, what I was playing for y'all is some of my music that she created for me. Now, let me kind of let y'all know how it goes. I did not help her create that. I did not tell her what to create. She created this all by knowing what's going on, with my channel. And this clip that I just was playing, this is a clip that she sent me. I don't know if y'all could, if y'all heard the words to it, but let me let y'all hear it again.
Spilling tea, no sugar, no fear. They talk loud, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. Real talk lives right here. Yeah. Here. Spilling tea, no sugar, no fear. I'm still here, no fear.
I'm still here. I like that part. So she created this all by her own. I didn't tell her what to do. So she's going to be coming on later. So that is one of the hooks that she created for me. And obviously, if you guys have been here, you've heard this one.
She don't miss nothing, got the scoop on lock. Spilling up.
She created that one. I did not tell her what to say. She created it. She reached out to me. She created this one. So she created a bunch of different things for me. And like I said, I didn't tell her what to do. She did this all on her own. And she's going to join later. And then she'll kind of give y'all the information, because I know, sometimes there'll be people on the channel that want to get music and different stuff. So I told her, listen, it's Women's Month. She's going to come on and she's going to, give y'all her information. And if you're interested, then you'll just reach out to her. I think she is a lovely person to work with. She originally just reached out to me and she had sent me something. She said, I've been watching your channel. I like, what you're doing. And she just sent me these things. And let me show y'all something else. So she gave me a bunch of stuff. Like, I was like, okay, girl, thank you. But I'm going to share some stuff here on the screen. She's like sent me like different art. Okay, I'm going to share the first one. Let me remove this. Let me remove. So she created that. Here's another one. That's another one of her creations. So this is all stuff, y'all, that she created. I did not tell the lady what to do. She did all of this on her own. So those are all things that she created. Like I said, she's going to come on a little bit later, but I wanted to jump on here because I was like, wait a minute, we're not going to have any time to go over the stuff that I wanted to go over. So she has about 55 minutes and she's going to join us, but I wanted to jump on here because I was like, well, it wasn't just going to be about the stuff that she's offering y'all. So she's going to come on later. Now, what I wanted to talk about is some of y'all had reached out to me and y'all were like, well, are you going to talk about attorney Symone video? And of course I'm going to talk about it. So attorney Symone Redwine, some of you guys are familiar with her. She's a real attorney on YouTube, educated Black woman on YouTube. So she breaks down different, court cases and stuff like that. Now, I don't just talk about court cases. I talk about gossip court cases. But one of the things that, were similar to what we were both doing is we were talking about the Tasha K. Y'all, wait a minute. Give me a second. I got to grab something. We were both talking about the Tasha K bankruptcy case, right? So when I was watching attorney Symone's video, I heard her say that she was blocked or whatever. So I'm just like, whatever. So I guess, attorney Symone was blocked because, she had been talking about the bankruptcy case. But keep in mind, as bloggers and YouTubers or whatever you guys want to call us, we just find information to talk about. If we didn't have anything to talk about, what y'all be tuning in? At least we ain't making up stuff and getting sued for lying on folks, okay? Which is serious. Lying on somebody is serious. Lying on somebody and not saying their name, even when you are insinuating that it's that person, is still illegal. So people just don't learn their lesson. They come on here and they continue to lie on folks. So let's kind of get into this because y'all asked me, was I going to go over attorney Symone Redwine's video? And I love it when the attorneys come on here and talk about it because they definitely know what they be talking about.
I can help you anywhere in the nation. Free consultations. Call 8. My friends.
I'm gonna kind of fast forward it.
Oh boy.
So
always stressing about what
this thing gets on my nerves. Okay, so I'm gonna fast forward it just a bit because I want to kind of get into the documentation, right? Because when we're on here talking about these cases, especially when it's a court case, we look at the documentation, which is very interesting. Now, what you guys are looking at is the court record well, not the transcript, but this is essentially what happened in court. Okay, so I'm gonna let attorney Symone Redwine break it down for a second. Okay, right here.
This is your bankruptcy plan. You're right. Dated February 21st, 2025. Wherein these are the fraudulent trusts that you created behind the judge's back after the judge says, no, you can't do that. And then you went into a deposition and your husband, he lied and he said, well, no trust created. Lead attorney has that clip.
Okay. So just so y'all know, like I said before, we literally, well, I don't know about we, but some people on YouTube, we look at documents and we break them down. This is in the documentation. Let me just show y'all that. I have that as well. Give me a second. I actually have the document, but sometimes if I see other people breaking it down, I'd be like, okay, well, let me just look at theirs. But I have this. I got the documentation as well. So let me just kind of shift gears here. Okay, here's the documentation. So I'm going to stop sharing attorney Symone Redwine's video and I'm going to share the documentation. Okay, here is the documentation right here. Here it is right here. So in this documentation, it is page 6 of 38. If you were to look at the bankruptcy case, it will be doc 186. So if you get you a Pacer account and you want to look for this document, you just go to doc and type in 186. This is what everybody has been talking about. Now, before I get into it, I'm not the only one that has talked about this. If you don't believe me, okay, here we go. We got let's see. Right here.
Another part. They asked Tasha K, do you have a trust? No. Do you have a trust for your children? No. Do you know? Oh my God. Wait.
So this is where it all started, guys. When you go on record, and I would say on record is, let's say they tell you to come in and give a statement or whatever. You go in and give a statement and they are literally putting this in like the court file. They making a transcript of it. That is only because they have proof that you're lying. So what they do is try to get you to come into court, or you don't necessarily have to go into court. You can go somewhere else. But what they'll have is a court reporter to come in there and take your, I shouldn't say statement. They'll have I don't know if they're court reporters or whoever those folks, but what happens is they take down whatever you say. Okay. So you can't lie because it's in kind of like a transcript. Well, in this document, it said on July 19, 2022, the Georgia court amended the original we don't want to read that. That's just the defamation stuff. But what it talks about is debtors, domestic and offshore trust and business entities. It said debtor contends that the impending do I want to read that? Oh, let's get into it. It says debtor contends that the impending entry of the defamation judgment against debtor and Quibi Studios caused debtor to panic and make hasty decisions that she felt were necessary to protect her family and her children. But that I'm just going to say Cardi B because I cannot pronounce Cardi's name. Miss Cardi B contends was in violation of Judge Ray's order. So what Cardi B stated is that she was told not to move, sell, or otherwise encumber any of her business assets or anything. But in turn, you went out and you created these trusts. Somebody said no audio. Y'all can't hear me? Y'all can't hear me? The audio is on. Can y'all hear me? I don't know what. Maybe it's you guys because I don't see anybody else saying that the audio is out. That's just you. Somebody said audio is good. Okay, good. It's probably just you, whoever that is. Okay, so this is all we have been talking about. Is this here? Let me see if I want to download it. I'm gonna download it for y'all because then I can mark it up. Let me download it because then I can mark it up. Did I download it? All right, here we go. Okay, so I can actually mark it up here now since I downloaded it. But this is all that we've been talking about. What's the lie? It's right here. Let me show y'all. It's right here. Right here. Can y'all see that? Right there. It says that Cardi B said that she was in violation of the judge's order and that she went and created these trusts basically you're not supposed to do it. And she admitted that she did this because she panicked. I mean, I'm not saying it's not wrong to panic. I mean, I wouldn't be owing nobody $4 million, but I guess in a situation where you feel like somebody is coming for your money, you do whatever it is to protect. But what this document is saying is that you lied. And then not only does the document say you lied, you admitted she's the debtor. It says debtor contends that the impending entry of the judgment against her in her business caused her to panic and make hasty decisions. And so she created this list of trusts, all of these trusts, okay? But then when asked, let's get back to attorney Symone. Because what did she do when asked?
And so forth. But then what you really did do per this lower paragraph here is you then created these little trusts here, the Sanoki's LLC, the Sembesky investment in the Cook Islands. You made a Cook Islands trust, and you made an Island of Nevis trust, and you funded it. Final paragraph there at the bottom with $25,000 of your husband's money. First of all, congratulations on being a Black woman with a husband, because I know that's one of your fun facts that you love sharing with the world. You sure do love sharing. And if I had a great husband that would love me through fraud, bankruptcy, basically the insolvency of my family, and just throwing us through some tiddlywinks full of.
And that is the conversation that we have all been talking about. This is not, nothing that anybody is making up. It's in the documents. You can get the documents. I can get the documents. This is here. It's in there. It says she said that she panicked. I mean, I would too. I'm not saying that it's wrong to panic, but we are talking about real legitimate stuff. This is real. So when people reference to bankruptcy fraud, this is what they're talking about. This is bankruptcy fraud. People say, well, it was confirmed, or well, she got. How many people do you know that committed a crime and didn't go to jail? I mean, we're glad that happened for her. We're just talking about what she did. I mean, the fact that it was confirmed and everything went through does not mean anything. It's in the documentation.
Bullshit. I'd be grateful for him too. Okay. I'd be grateful for him too. But here it says right there, you took $25,000 of his money to create a fraudulent trust with the $25,000. Here's the significance of that. Every time she says, I didn't need to do this payment plan, it's not a big deal. Cardi B did me no favors. Bitch, she kept you out of jail. Because if Cardi B had not agreed to this plan, she would have kept digging and found more dirt. And then that dirt would have continued to piss off the bankruptcy judge you were already pissing up. And that, my dear, is how people go to jail.
Okay, let's kind of talk about that. Let's kind of talk about that for a moment. I see you in the background. Just give me a second. We got about 10 more minutes. Okay, so let's kind of talk about that particular situation that she said. The bankruptcy was confirmed. Okay, Cardi B, at the end of the day, Cardi B won her money. It's not like she's saying, put this lady in jail. She only wants her money. So Cardi B, knowing that she did these things, still allowed it to go forward. So why you dragging Cardi B? She actually saved you, because Cardi B could have said no, she lied. Cardi B, she didn't say anything. Now, somebody said they don't know who she is. This is attorney Symone Redwine on YouTube. She's on YouTube. So if you would go on YouTube, you will see her. Somebody wrote that, somebody said, let me see what you said. You said, Lakeysha, remember what I told you. Once you go down this road, ain't no turning back. Taz and Nala doxed my kids in 2019 when I exposed his DV charges. Now crying victim, they coming for you next. Girl, please. I got lawyers on lawyers on lawyers. They ain't coming for me. You gonna come for a lawsuit? We ain't even talking about that. I ain't worried about anybody coming for me. Nobody's coming for me. You gonna come for them courts. But anywho, so this is attorney, Symone Redwine. If you don't know who she is, go ahead and Google her. She does break down court cases, and I'm only bringing her up because this is her video. And I like when the attorneys break it down, because I'm not an attorney, but this is similar to what we were saying, what I was saying. Let me correct that.
Teresa Giudice went to jail because her creditors pushed for it because they said we're sick of her hiding money. She hid money. She didn't talk about money for a book release. She didn't talk about some of the money she was receiving for the season. It was those kinds of hiding, just like how right here, your black ass sat up there and pretended like you didn't take $25,000 of your husband's money. Your husband's money is your money because y'all live in Georgia at the time of all of this. And now,
okay, so hopefully you guys understand that. And I don't know who put that in the chat, but we is not going to give negative people any room to continue to be negative. We got lawyers on lawyers, and lawyers going to do what lawyers do. You cannot come on the internet and lie on folks. Some folks done got sued for lying, and they still lying. So we going to let them folks handle that, okay? We ain't worried. We're not concerned. If you strike my video, be ready to go to court. So we are good over here. We let them folks that went to school, them educated folks handle stuff like that, because I'm just gonna create content and let the lawyers do it. So when you do stuff to me, I hope you got a few dollars because you're gonna need it. So we at 3:50. We got about 10 more minutes before we bring. She's in the back. So let's kind of get done with this.
Was fraud. Okay, let's continue with your little story. This week, we're hosting a free.
Okay, y'all. I don't know why they keep doing that. I literally have YouTube Premium, but I think I got it on the wrong channel. Why I just did that? I'm gonna go. Oh, okay. So this is another piece of her video that I want to talk about. Keep in mind, guys, when we create content, we're just creating content on stuff that somebody else has stated. I'm not a lawyer, okay? But what I want you guys to understand is you don't have to be a lawyer to understand basic laws. You don't have to be a lawyer. I told y'all that if you sell your house, let's say I file bankruptcy, and I filed bankruptcy before, by the way. I never said I didn't. I mean, that's been about 20 years ago when I was a stupid kid that messed up my credit. Yes. But here's how it works. Let's say you file bankruptcy, right? You are telling your creditors you can't afford to pay them. They put you in a bankruptcy. What does the bankruptcy do? It keeps the creditors off your ass. You get to keep your stuff, and folks can stop harassing you, telling you to pay them because you ain't got it, okay? But what happens is you cannot go now and think you're going to sell your house and think you're going to walk away with a whole bunch of money. Does that make any sense? Like, how can you be in bankruptcy and sell your property and now walk away with the money? Think about it, y'all. You would need to pay some of that to the debt, because if they're giving you a payment plan because you say you don't have money, how is it that they're going to now allow you to profit off of your property and keep all of the money? That doesn't make any sense. So in this part of the video, attorney Symone break it down, and she's even showing y'all on Google. And that's what I be saying. Sometimes if you don't know stuff, a lot of times you can Google it by, going into Google. Or what happened to April? Oh, okay, I see her. So sometimes if you don't know the answer, you can go, somebody is just texting me crazy stuff. But sometimes you can just go into Google and get your answer if you don't know. So let's kind of talk about this. And this is important because, again, we just be talking about the lies. I don't understand why people lie when you can literally go on here and bring up what they're saying is a lie. It's like with this content, the content write itself, because somebody go tell a lie and I'd be like, okay, y'all, let me show y'all where this is a lie. So listen to attorney Symone when she breaks this part down.
In Atlanta, doing these types of things. And so now if the house was in Texas or Florida, she would be Gucci. That's how come y'all criminal.
Let me go back.
Around 400,000 years and years ago, I think about a decade ago. Market. But here's the thing, because she put her family in bankruptcy, she doesn't get to keep all that money. She gets a portion. So every state, the state of Georgia, they have a number. So Georgia has a number that if you are in bankruptcy and you sell your home, you only get to keep, if you are married, you only get to keep $43,000 of the equity. She bought that house for around $400,000 years and years ago, I think about a decade ago. She transferred into her husband's LLC. That don't give a flying fart because she did it unlawfully. It's what's called a fraudulent transfer.
Okay, now she's an attorney, and I mean, this is what I've been trying to say. I mean, I'm not making this up. This is like, hello. Did y'all hear Attorney Symone Redwine say that is not legal? Okay.
It happened during the bankruptcy. So if she sells that house for the $847,000 she wants, she only gets to keep $43,000.
You know what? I like your comment, and then we're gonna move on because I have she's in the back, y'all. We're gonna get started with the show. Like I said, I want to celebrate Women's Month by bringing somebody on, and she's going to tell you guys about her amazing services. So you put in the chat, she doesn't want anyone to create content that directly contradicts her lies in real time. That's the real issue. And the real issue, and the thing that pisses me off more, is if I feel that you're trying to bully and harass me, you gonna get that paperwork, okay? Because I don't play those type of games. People can create content on whatever they creating it on. Now, if they line on you, that's something different. But you don't bully and harass me, because that's where you're gonna get that paperwork. Don't do that, ma'am. Don't do that. You did a copyright strike. See you in court. Let's do it. You went there. Let's do it. People should be careful, though, when they're out here committing bankruptcy fraud and then doing things to people. It's really crazy, though, that you said you suffer with resentment, but yet you're creating the same atmosphere, yet that you just said that you need to heal from. But then you also went out and sent emails to all those folks. Then you got on your channel and lied and made it seem like I did a heist of your whole, your whole, what is that thing called? Your whole, website. That's defamation. You can't do that. So you continually create these situations, but I'm going to respond like Cardi B did. So what we're going to do is I'm going to bring her up before we get started, because I know some of y'all just joined. The lady that I'm going to bring up, she has created some of the music for me that you guys hear when you, join my live, or if I'm doing a video like this one right here.
Spilling tea, no sugar, no fear. They talk loud, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. Real talk lives right here. Yeah. Spilling tea, no sugar, no fear. I'm still here, no fear, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. Real talk lives right here.
Stretch words like
She don't miss nothing, got the scoop on lock. Spilling all the tea while it's still too hot. Lakeysha Keysha, queen of the plot. Hit that bell, cause the tea don't stop. She don't miss nothing, got the scoop on lock. Spilling all the tea while it's still too hot. Lakeysha Keysha, queen of the plot. Hit that bell. She don't miss nothing, got the scoop on lock. Spilling all the tea while it's still too hot. Lakeysha.
Okay, guys, and I have her here, Miss April. April, thank you for coming on the show. Like I was telling them before you joined, you do some amazing work, and y'all, she's here.
Thank you so much, Keysha.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
And congratulations for getting more than 100,000 subscribers.
Right.
You know, that's
Yes.
awesome. Thank you so much. And hi, everyone. My name is April 5-Ash, and I am the owner of Diamond Eyes Enterprises, LLC, and also the creative behind 𝐶𝐸 lyric brands and also the music. 𝐶𝐸 actually in Paleo Hebrew means April. And like Lakeysha said, my company, the way I built it, is a one-stop shop brand where I offer custom designs, custom music and jingles, help them, you know, a lot of podcasters and entrepreneurs, you know, promote their businesses, you know, doing commercials and logos and logo animation as well. Even helping them with their websites, you know, if they need it built or even just need some amazing content. Those are some things that I do offer with those services. Now, when you go to my website, you will see that not only do I offer custom music and jingles and also digital products, I also have luxury fashions as well, you guys, where I actually go into the software. I partner with a company, a manufacturer in Italy. And so I make custom shoes and bags. And let me take a minute, Lakeysha, to show you a few items that I was able to create and also those digital items as well.
Okay.
This boot here, you can see it pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay. This was made in Italy. See, for me, I believe details are everything.
Okay.
The quality of the hardware and so forth.
Right.
So when you go on my website and you see, this is what the actual boot is, genuine Italian leather, you know. And so I go in, like I say, in the software, and I would design whatever type of shoe that, you know, my clients may want, and then we will make it happen. And this is another item that I made, made in Italy. All of my shoes and also the bags. Let me show you a messenger bag, 100% genuine leather.
So April, I didn't know that you did products now. I thought you only did
one-stop shop.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Listen, I don't want my customers to have to go anywhere. I'm your girl. I do everything. When I say hands-on, I'm hands-on. So see this bag, you guys. All of my bags come with a dust bag that says made in Italy.
Okay.
Messenger bag. Yes, I do everything. And then
so maybe you can help me with some products then when I start to sell products. I didn't know you did.
Help you with your merch. Even though if you're watching, I can help you with your merch. And see, a lot of people would say, you know what, what's in a brand? That's one thing that we have to understand when we're talking about companies. Right. Who's behind the brand? Right. So you're talking to the person who believes in faith-based products. You know, right. Like you had mentioned, great customer service. Mm-hmm. You know, I want to be able to, you know, provide good service and put a smile on someone's face. Like, for instance, with our educators, I want to, you know, if anyone's watching who's an educator, I want to say this to you if no one else told you today. You are greatly appreciated. And with that being said, Lakeysha, you know, I believe that we need to give people their flowers. So with that, when you go on my website, you will see that I'm creating some merch to recognize the educators out there because we need them.
Are you showing us? I can't see it. Bring it over.
Okay. Young people, lineage of achievement. You know, when it comes to products, we're talking about image. You know, our young people need to see something positive. There's so much craziness going on in the earth right now, right? All the negativity. So if I can't do anything else, I'm going to push something positive for the people and positive for us, you know, even with the music, you know, music has a lot of great frequencies. And then when we're going through changes in life, what do? Sometimes we resort to music, right? To soothe us. So that's why when it comes to that, I try to put together lyrics and songs and music that would, you know, to make us happy in a better, great place. let me show you also, when it comes to digital products too, I have some clients. When you go on my site and when you click on more, you will see memorial services. Because what I offer, Lakeysha, I do programs
Okay.
for funerals.
Oh, girl, you do everything. I didn't know that. Okay.
Yes. So for families, you know, because a lot of times they can be very expensive. So I try to do luxury memory booklets for families where, you know, or even a funeral home that, you know, they want something nice. You know, I'm able to provide that. And then also with that custom music, there are some customers who have come to me who might have wanted a nice memorial song for their loved one where the family's walking in. You know, I was able to, you know, to produce that for a particular family, and then also provide music for the repast. And then this other customer wanted their music to be streamed on all the major platforms so all their family can enjoy that. So that's another service that I would offer as well. And then I also have some items on Amazon. If they search April 5-Ash, again, it's all about positiveness, right?
Spell your last name again. I always forget. Oh, it's on the screen. It's FIVEAS.
5 and then Ash. 5-Ash.
And you said they can search that on Amazon?
On Amazon, just search my name. You'll see some of the products. These are just a few products. This is a divine puzzle search book.
Right.
You know, they can find this. This will be available on Amazon. And not only is it a puzzle book, when you go in the back, we're talking about images, we're talking about saying something positive that we can relate to. And of course, I put you know, some scriptures in here.
Right.
You can see that as well.
Right.
And for the men, you know, they might need to write a little something too, right? So I have journals for men as well out there on Amazon. And then for our educators, the same. Teachers are what? Education champions, illuminating minds. So I'm gonna be pushing out some more merch, you know, recognizing those educators who are there, you know, for our kids.
Yes.
And so again, you know, if anyone needs any type of merch, any music, graphics, you know, they can definitely reach out to me, and I will be more than happy to be able to provide those services for them.
Now, just a quick question, because I don't remember. Now, which platforms are you on? Are you on are you on YouTube?
Yes, I'm on YouTube. That's my music channel, 𝐼𝐶𝐬, ACHAAD, 𝐼𝐶𝐬. They can go to 𝐼𝐶𝐬 to my YouTube channel.
Spell it again. ACH.
AAD.
ACHAAD. Lyrics.
𝐼𝐶𝐬.
And that's on YouTube.
And they can see some of the products, the music, you know, and then also on the community page, I post, you know, freebies and also additional information. And like you mentioned to your followers that, you know, you didn't know me from Adam, right?
Yeah.
That I just blessed you. That's what I do. That's what I do, because I know that's how I get my blessings from the Most High. You know, when I randomly just bless people, you know, and so you're not the first. I've blessed many people with garments from my boutique, you know, and like you say, services to help their platform. You know, I do that from time to time. And so what I'm going to start doing now is those people who are subscribed to my YouTube channel, I will randomly pick someone and just bless them whatever type of service they need, and then also give them discounts for being, you know, part of my community. That's what it's all about. Being able to be, you know, a blessing to people, you know, if I can, while I'm still here.
I'm going to share. Let me just show them your page really quick. And guys, this is her YouTube page. If you guys can you guys see that? Okay, so that's her YouTube, 𝐼𝐶𝐬. And then here is her website, 𝐼𝐶𝐬𝐿yricmusic.com. So check that out. you guys. I just wanted to go there because I remember going to your website. I just didn't remember like the I'm sorry, I remember going to your YouTube. I just didn't remember the actual channel.
I believe that you follow me also on TikTok, and I haven't really been on there because again, I just recently buried my aunt because I was her caregiver for 4 years.
Okay.
And so I really wasn't on these platforms like that, catering, to my aunt, but even through that process, I was able to share my journey, even through the music, and then when they go to my website, diamondizenterprises.com, they would see some of the service where I did do a song in her, in her honor, and I could do the same for them as well. Or
I got
even
a
if it's just
question
because.
So what about okay, let me make sure I got the right one because this is the website I'm seeing.
diamondizenterprises.com.
What about this? A child lyric music. Is that?
Yes.
Is that
They
it?
can go there too. Because when you go to the main hub, which is Diamond Eyes Enterprise, because I'm a one-stop shop, right? And it talks about the different services that I offer. So when we talk about the music and you see where it says learn more, it's going to take you to that site to tell you more about what I offer and what I do.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Because think about it, I do so many things, like you said. I make merch over here, boutique over here, and then selling all the products. Now I ran out of this one. This is a luxury water bottle. So stainless steel, everything bling and everything, stainless steel details and everything. So, but I ran out of that, but that's, so when they go to my site, they're going to see it's going to take them to another platform to describe more about, the services and the products that I have to offer.
Okay. And I remember now because you sent me something and said you were on Fiverr or Fiverr. I can't remember, but yes.
What I started doing is when it comes to the music, and they're interested in purchasing, I subscribe to Fiverr, and it's going to take them there to get started. And I love that platform because even if it's 10 years from now, whatever products or services that I've offered you, it will still be there.
That's what I like about them too, because I have gotten services from them, and sometimes, like when I first went to them to do my logos, sometimes I don't have it, and I'll go right to the site and just download it. That's what I like.
That's what I like. So that's new. I just started, with the digital service, added that feature to the Fiverr site. Because I've been on there before and did maybe some like content creation for someone, maybe 2 customers at the time, because I really wasn't on that site. But now, like I said, since my auntie has transitioned, and now I'm able to be full-time in my business.
Gotcha. Okay, so in terms of getting your service, I know you have the website. I know someone had reached out to me, and I had just given her, I don't remember if I have given your Instagram. I don't remember, but what is the method that somebody should reach out to you if they wanted to get something, services or something?
Okay. Well, again, they first can start at my website, which is diamondizenterprises.com.
Okay.
And from there, depending on what services you need, whether to have you to email me, or go to another platform to have that service done, or to ask questions. Again, it depends, because even when I do consulting, with that, there's a calendar. They have to, pay for, consult fee. And then with that, I'm booked. But when it comes to the digital marketing, that is filtered now through Fiverr. I'm working on that through Fiverr only.
Okay.
But my email is april@diamondizenterprises.com. But again, YouTube, because I'm always on YouTube, and you can definitely reach me there, or make a comment in the community page. But my email is april@diamondizenterprises.com. But first start with the website, because it has so much information, you guys. I do so much. And like I said, one-stop shop, whatever you need.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I'm glad you came on because people do be asking me. So I said, let me just get her because they be asking like, who did your music? So y'all got it. April, she gave you guys her contact information, and she, like I said, I didn't know you did merch, which is crazy because I was like,
everything, whatever you need. Look, and then I didn't mention it to you, but when my aunt was going through her transition, and I'm searching around looking at bouquets, flowers, and stuff, and especially the casket sprays. They're quite expensive, right? And so I just created her casket spray out of artificial flowers. So what I've done, I've posted those photos on my website and also on my YouTube page so they can see they were luxury artificial flowers. And so now I want to be able to add that service to customers, who might want something luxury, but don't want to have to spend a lot of money.
Gotcha. Well, great. Thank you for coming.
You're welcome, and thanks for having me.
All right. Talk to you later.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye. So how did you guys like that? What are y'all saying in the chat? Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. What are y'all saying? Okay, I don't see you guys saying anything. But yeah, like I said, she reached out to me, and actually, I wouldn't even say she reached out. She just started sending me stuff, and I was like, "Oh, okay." She created it on her own based on being on my channel, and she was like, "I think this this may be good for you." I was like, "Okay." So that was my first introduction to her. So if you guys are looking to get you some kind of music for your channel, I think she would be, a great resource, because when I first started, I didn't have any of that. I was just, started YouTube, didn't know anything about that. And I always tell people, if you want to start YouTube, don't overthink it. Like, I also have a group over on school where, I help people that want to start YouTube. But I always tell people, don't overthink it. If you got a cell phone and that's all you got, then just start with your cell phone. Some people be overthinking it too much. You got a cell phone, start with that. If you got a computer, start with that. Don't try to invest in a whole bunch of stuff. Get on here, get yourself monetized. And then, if you want to like branch off and start buying other equipment, don't listen to these folks saying you need to have this, you need to have that. You don't even know if it's going to work. You're going to go out and buy stuff not knowing if it's going to work. Use your phone. When I first started, I used a Walmart computer and that mug worked, okay? Now, as I was like, okay, I need to do better content, I moved on to a better computer. But for the first year and a half, y'all, I had a Walmart computer. Just so y'all know, I didn't have no good computer. I had a Walmart computer. Now, y'all been to Walmart. It's nothing quality. It was a regular computer. So just so y'all know. So I thought that would be really, really helpful for the people who may want to start a channel. Somebody said, I used to want to ask. Oh, okay. Yeah. When I first started, I was just doing whatever, like, because you don't know what to do. You just start with what you have. Nice of you to give her time on your platform. Yes, like I said, I didn't realize that this month was like Women's Month or something. So I was like, let me reach out to her because, like I said, she had given me some stuff. So I was like, she does. And I didn't even know that she sold, like she sells boots and stuff. I didn't know that. So I'm like, wow, like this really gonna work out because I really need her help because I wanted to, sell merch. But I was like, what I'm gonna sell? So I'm gonna probably reach out to her and see if she can help me to come up with something, not overly dramatic, something that I can sell, but I ain't trying to sell no shoes and nothing like that. Maybe a t-shirt or something. I don't know. But I thought, that would be a great, opportunity for y'all. If you want to get you a channel started and you need you some little music or whatever, she will definitely help you out. If y'all see here, she created all of that stuff. I didn't tell her nothing. She just did it all. So she's very creative. You can tell her what you want. Like I sent her an email. Let me show y'all something else she created for me. Just give me a second. Let me go to my email. Actually, let me just see because I don't know. She created me some new logo stuff because I don't like my logo. I really don't. And I've been wanting to remake it. So I said, let me just reach out to her because I want her to redo my logo. And she sent me, give me a second, y'all. I'm just trying to find it because I haven't like downloaded it or anything. I'm gonna show y'all some stuff she created for me just most recently. Just give me a second. She really good. Like she's great. Like okay, let's see. Okay, so can I share it? Oh, you know what? I'm gonna have to send this to my other email. Well, I have way too many emails because I be having shit all over the place. Like this don't even make no damn sense. I got too many emails. Let me forward this to my other email that I'm on now because I'm not gonna be able to show y'all. Let me just share this. Or maybe I can download it to Google Drive. How about that? Okay, give me a second. Main. All right, let me forward this. Okay, I got it. Let me forward this to my other email, y'all. I got too many emails. It's just crazy. All right, let me show y'all some logos and stuff that she has given me most recently. Where the hell is it at? Is it going? Okay, did it come? Okay, here we go. All right, here we go. Here we go. Let me share my screen. Let me share. So she can do a lot of stuff. So here is one logo that she did for me. This is just like, I don't know, a couple of days ago. And then she did that one, she did that one, and that one. So those are, things that she did for me most recently. Okay, what y'all saying in the chat? I done shared my whole damn email. What I done showed y'all? Oh, well, ain't nothing up in there. But yeah, so she is very, very resourceful. Y'all hit her up. Hit her up. She is amazing. Wait a minute. I need to change my background because all them colors is driving me insane. Okay, so let me kind of jump back into this and then we're going to wrap up. So pretty much with the with this, let me get back into this. We were walking through, the bankruptcy stuff. And keep in mind too, y'all, we were only talking about this again because I think some people were like, well, why y'all still talking about that? We were talking about it again because Miss Cardi B filed some more paperwork and said, listen, we need to get your updated income because when you are self-employed and sometimes even with a job, you can, maybe you got an increase. But with this particular situation, and if y'all watch attorney Symone Redwine's video, she broke it down, not in this one, but in another video where it said after a year, the payments would increase. So we were simply just breaking it down. Now, one of the things she kind of clarified in here is that there was a video that she did. And in the video, she said, oh, the house belonged to my husband and we ain't got to pay nothing. Yeah, he keeping all of the money because he ain't got nothing to do with the bankruptcy. That is not true. Attorney Symone Redwine tells y'all right here, it says in Georgia, the maximum equity you can protect in your primary residence homestead where you live in a bankruptcy is $21,500. That is for a single person. If you are married, you can keep $43,000 of your equity. What do y'all think the rest of that money go? The rest of it go to that lady.
That means $80,000 of it is Cardi B's. That's the type of foolishness. I'm gonna put it big on the screen just so you can see.
Okay, y'all see that? So this is content. We look up this stuff. If we're doing content, then we research stuff. So when people get on here and lie, we be like, what, girl? So we making content. It says in Georgia, the maximum equity that you can protect in your primary residence, your homestead, is where you live. If you file bankruptcy and you live in your house and you sell it, a married person can only keep $43,000 of the equity. A single person can only keep $21,500. So why are y'all being, receiving fake information that said, if you in your house and I sell it, I get to keep all of the money? That is not true. So that ain't true.
Georgia law. How do I know? Because when I was in law school, I worked for Habitat Humanity for Humanity, which was headquarters in Atlanta, doing these types of things. And so now if the house was in Texas or Florida, she would be Gucci. That's how come y'all criminals like O.J. Simpson after he done killed his wife, which is none of my business. He always kept a Florida home, because what happens is what she could have done if this was a Florida house, she could have sold the house, then she could have took the profits and rolled it into another house, and they can't touch. In Florida and Texas, they cannot touch your homestead, even if you commit a crime, even if you got bankruptcy stuff going on, any of that. But let's go back to her soliloquy, bless her heart.
In the courtroom.
She wants to know. Oh, she's got a question. This is for me. She wants to know, why on earth am I on YouTube and not in the court? Hold on, let her get it all out before I give her the 1, 2, 1, 2.
Now, if y'all remember, Attorney Symone was only responding because, she says, well, why are you on YouTube and not in a courtroom? Everybody on YouTube have a different story. Some people didn't come on YouTube because they got fired and needed to find something to do. Some people are professionals. They still work their jobs today and they still do YouTube. Some people quit their jobs and came to YouTube. We're not all the same. This is an educated woman. She's an attorney. She has her law firm. She's on YouTube because she gonna tell y'all why she on YouTube.
Before I respond, before I give my counter argument, okay, I'm gonna just roll it back just a tinge, so you get all, y'all get all right.
Which is chapter 11, the same one that Pinky Cole just filed. We just went over this, y'all. Okay, right? And y'all just keep going back over there to these doggone.
It's when you compare yourself to Pinky Cole. I'm just like, that took me out right there. Pinky Cole? Oh, okay.
YouTube lawyers.
Why
are you on YouTube and not in the courtroom? Amen. Thank you. Ain't nobody hired you in the courtroom. I can tell.
That was funny. Now you got to give it to the lady. The lady is funny. Ain't nobody hired you in a courtroom. You do know that some people don't just go to school and do all this to work for somebody. Some folks go to school and start their own practices. That was crazy right there.
Okay.
To get started in data analytics, you don't need previous
This is getting on my last nerve.
experience or a degree.
And I got YouTube Premium, y'all. It's on my other channel. It's on my other email.
You could tell.
So they read in all the stuff that was a part of a public bankruptcy.
Okay, so we're gonna discuss why I'm not in the courtroom. Oh, it's because I'm so fucking good that I don't go to courtrooms a lot of times. Because I get you all the money you are entitled to. I get what's called the policy limits without stepping into the courtroom for trial. Now we go to court for other things. Hearings, motions, arguments on what can and cannot be.
See, unfortunately, some of us think that lawyers are just in courtrooms. Lawyers are not always in a courtroom. You don't have to be in a courtroom. Every lawyer ain't a criminal lawyer. You got lawyers that, they're contract lawyers. You have lawyers that, they negotiate certain things. Is every lawyer in a courtroom?
Excluded. But guess what? This is what happens when you go to 9th grade multiple times. See, you miss your civics classes. And in those classes, they would have told you that post-COVID, majority of motions are done on Zoom.
On Zoom. Now that's for real. That is for real, because I had to sue somebody ass in another state. I ain't never went to that state. So since, y'all know what it is, since COVID happened, who really goes to the court anymore? A lot of this stuff is done on Zoom. We had talked about Kandi Burruss's and Todd Tucker's divorce. All of that was on Zoom. They were literally logging in. So nobody is really going to a courtroom like that anymore. I guess maybe for a trial.
That's how come you literally will have certain you in the civil courts. Now, criminal, you're in court all the time. And you're not a criminal yet. But if you keep hiding money from Cardi B and the IRS, she might be. And we don't want that for you. Keep providing the documents as you're supposed to, and you will not end up like Tariq.
And I thought I turned the camera off. I'm digging all in my nose, this thing like, okay, y'all, that's why I don't like doing live, because you forget I'm all digging in my damn nose. But I did have a piece of little paper right here, but whoo, child.
But like I said before, you can't hide your money from Cardi B without hiding it from the IRS. And when you hide it from the IRS, that's when you're going to have a problem. When you hide it from the bankruptcy court, that's when you're going to have a problem. Okay, Miss Ma'am?
Okay, Miss Ma'am. So let's kind of get into what the problem is. Let's get into what the real problem is. When y'all know, you file your taxes, right? Guess what I just found out? Because, your girl been buying a house forever. I still ain't found one. Well, the guy told me this year, he was like, well, make sure, when you file your taxes this year that, since you're self-employed, we need your expense report. And I said, what the hell you mean? I've been doing this every year for 2 years. I still ain't found a house. I just filed my taxes. Well, what he told me was now, not only do we look at your taxes, they want to see what you actually writing off on your expenses. And I told him, listen here, because I don't like folks to waste my time. And y'all know I had already told y'all I got good credit, so I can go where I want to go. I said, listen, so my taxes are going to show that I make more money, because I don't write off everything. If I have to use my taxes, I just write off the stuff that's, some people be lying and they be like, I made $2. I don't do that. So I told him, when I provide y'all my expenses from the bank, or it's going to really show more, because in all honesty, when I file my taxes, I actually say I don't claim every expense. I don't, because if I did that, it's going to show, oh, you ain't make nothing. But I be very liberal with expenses. I'm not going to be like, oh, I made $200,000. Oh, but then I had $198,000 in expenses. I don't do that. So what Attorney Symone is saying, the folks is getting all in the business now. They like, listen, lady, we need some documentation. Okay. We need you to provide us some documentation. Now, you said this is what it is, but we need the documentation to follow, because they want to start looking at stuff. So what we're saying, this is not anywhere written down, but we do have a brain. So as people with brains and, common sense, what we feel like is the push is, you got to now provide all of this documentation. They on your ass. And now you like, listen, I need to just pay this lady off so that this lady can get out of my hair. While I understand that, but just say that. But you telling these little lies by making it seem like the lady harassing you lying again on that lady. And even with this particular agreement, it says that you will not, what's the word that I want to use? That you really need not to even bring that lady name up. But we know you are.
They're right there. Also, y'all see this tan? Okay. I've been making money, baby. I've been out here making money. Why? I do my mediations on Zoom. If there are any civil lawyers in the chat, let me know. And then if you know my partner, woo! I have different partners in different states because I have cases literally across America. And I have partners that are the partners that physically, when it's the pre-trial, they're there for me. If I can't be there, they are there. So I actually handle the legal strategy. And guess what? The other reason, I'm gonna tell you the truth. Let me move my drink because I don't want to.
And also, she not only is on YouTube, she has a law firm, and I believe it's Houston, if I'm correct. If I'm wrong, y'all put it in the chat. But yeah, she is a real lawyer. There are some lawyers on here. I won't say nobody's name because I'm gonna stop saying these folks' names because they be lying. So once I find out you a liar, I will not say your name again. But you know, attorney Symone, we're gonna say her name, but there is an attorney on here who's retired. He doesn't do cases. Now he's licensed, but he'll tell you he is retired. She is an attorney that she is active. She is still doing attorney work.
Spilling on somebody's head.
Hey everybody, 𝐿𝐮𝐬𝐽 here. Starting a
Shut up. This dang on thing is getting on my last nerve. These damn commercials.
There are celebrities that can attest to this. I frequently do secret celebrity case strategy. And when I do that, I don't sign the legal petitions because I am part of the legal team. So you can have a legal team very easily that it's like 2-3 law firms. If you like, for example, if you watch the Diddy trial, as I was there, Diddy had like 6 different law firms working on his case. Now, if I'm not going into the courtroom, I don't have to sign any of the pleadings.
So basically, what attorney Symone is saying, just because you know how we can look up this lady's paperwork and it has her attorney on there, what she's pretty much is saying is just because I am not on the paperwork, you don't know what other firms that she's working with. Because if she's not the attorney on the paperwork, you don't know. So she's just telling y'all she got jobs and she working, okay? She is out doing, you know, this legal stuff. She may not be in the courtroom, but we know since COVID, that's really not necessary. Everything these days is happening through Zoom. You can go to court via Zoom. Like I said, I just had to sue somebody ass in another state. I didn't go to court. I literally did Zoom.
Because I didn't draft those. I will review those. We will talk strategy, especially for my African-American clients, because I want to make sure that for their specific legal needs, they have the best in the nation. Because a lot of times, the only lawyers we know are the...
Somebody said commercials. I think you can hit next or something. Granny's WAG 46. I think you can like hit next. I think that's how it go.
ones that Jamal Bryant sends us to, or Ben Crump sends us to. And those can be great lawyers, but I want brown people to have access to the best national.
So wait. Let me go back because I want to go back because I brought up attorney Symone's video because again, she walked through the paperwork and this is simply what we have been talking about. In this video, she does her little clap back, but she goes into the documentation. And this is all we've been talking about is the documentation.
Again, you are lying. You told the court, you signed this. This is a bankruptcy plan. You said, debtor, I'm going to say Tasha K, she is the debtor. Tasha K contends the impending entry of the defamation judgment against her and her husband's studios caused her to panic and make decisions that she felt were necessary to protect her family and her kiddos, but that Cardi B contends was in violation of the judge's order. And admonition, which is admonishing them, the debtor of January 2021, that she not move, sell, or otherwise encumber any of her or the studio's assets. Oh,
okay, this is it. So this is the document. It says it right here. Ma'am, you were told by the judge that you could not move assets. And you did it anyway. You did it. You knew you wasn't supposed to do it. You did it. And then you came back and told us, what did you tell us? she said she did it because she panicked. Now, I believe she panicked, but panic or not, it was still done illegally. This is all we've been talking about. It's news. I mean, is it okay for you to talk about news, but then other folks can't talk about news? What is that?
And then below, right below, let me take the stupid banner off because you please. I hate repeating my. Y'all know how my ADD is set up, and I'm unmedicated right now because I'm on vacation. Then at the bottom, it says she also acknowledged that after the judgment, it says that was entered that this girl, however, she used this is the second to last line. She used $25,000 from her husband's company to fund the purchase and the creation of the following trust: a Cook Island Trust and an Island of Nevis Trust. Only reason you make those trusts is to hide freaking money.
Hiding money and in a bankruptcy is a crime. Now, the fact that it went forward doesn't mean that it didn't happen, y'all. I ain't finna keep saying this over and over. So this is pretty much all what we have been talking about. This document right here. You can get this document on Pacer. I think I'm gonna upload it to my Patreon. It is there. This is not a lie. This ain't being made up. This is factual information. Now, if you guys are just coming in, we had a guest earlier and we pretty much talked about, different things that you guys may need if you are interested in starting a channel, or I don't know, maybe you have another business that you're interested in starting. Miss April was on the show. So if you're just coming in, you may want to watch the replay, and I'll see y'all later. Y'all take
La da 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 no spilling tea, no sugar, no fear. They talk loud, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. Real talk lives right here. Yeah. Spilling tea, no sugar, no fear. But I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. Real talk, lives right here.
Stretch words like
da 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 no spilling tea, no sugar, no fear. They talk loud, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. Real talk lives right here. Yeah. Spilling tea, no sugar, no fear. But I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. Real talk, lives right here.
stretch words like
da 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 no yeah yeah da 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 Kia, Kia, clear, spilling tea, no fear, no fear. They talk loud, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. I don't lives right here. They talk loud, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear.